What's up, WWE Champions Universe? This is Lee from Champions Chat, and this is your breakdown for Tiffany Stratton, Tiffy Time. I've got a few move sets for you, but some tricks with her too. But first, let's just address, does her face not look like Maxine Dupree? I just can't unsee it. It looks more like Maxine Dupree than Tiffany Stratton, but hey, so many of us are glad that she is in the game. She is a defensive modern era acrobat. She has links with the modern era and SmackDown and no gears, although there's a lot of gears this month. And she is your A tier. She's kind of your The Miz of this month, your The Rock, final boss of this month. And so she should be obtainable to at least a good portion of the community through grinding and playing the game. She has 31k ability. Trap gems do 100% more damage. Black moves start with 2. She is Ozzy's trainer, or at least one of them, right? And it is a trainer ability. We're going to take a look at a couple different move sets here, but I'm going to be honest. I know a lot of times you just put this, most creators who put this at the end of the video, there's only one that really sings, really makes the most sense, and it's Triple Blue. Here's the deal. You can tell by the way they do certain clues in the game what they're trying to build the characters towards. Now, they often have alternate move sets and etc., but the fact that Rusty tells me, I haven't got to play the game yet because I worked and now I'm making content, but Rusty tells me that on the prize wall, if you get the Creed brother guy 5-star for each of the weeks, then you actually end up with a Heartstopper plate. And the Heartstopper plate is best on blue. So that's kind of a tell that maybe, just maybe, this is how they're kind of thinking of running her. So we are going to run her top to bottom now. Bob talked to me about the fact that in Feud, if you run them bottom to top, like I've been saying, it does work out better defensively for you, but in Feud it's a lot faster if you run them top to bottom. So there's your reasoning. And these are 4 MP moves. I love that. Handspring back elbow. Deal damage. Choose a 6x1 area to make into Snowfall, which will modify all gems below it into Leech gems of strength 138k. Then you've got Tiffy Twisted. Deal damage and choose 6x1 area to swap blue. So we're staying blue on blue on blue. And then the prettiest moonsault ever, 10 MP blue. Finisher, deal damage and choose a 6x6 area to swap into blue gems. So blue gems, blue gems, blue gems, and blue gems that happen to also create leech gems, which means you are going to need at least 3 MP showing to get started loaded turn 1. And I understand I am showing this with just 2. Just this guy right here. Blue gems do 40% more damage and start with 2 more MP. Outside of tours, you would need to start loaded with a Santa Hogan in place of one of these guys. Then you're just loading up on blue gem damage. On the coach side, I've got Devon, but there are now several who do 30% blue gem damage. If you got the new Sammy last month, blue gem and blue move damage would be a great one. The new Ozzy does 30% blue and 30% green. Zombie Gunther does 30% green. So, yeah, and it's her primary color. So at 6 gold, you 100% want to run those percentages. Now, let's talk about Leech Gems. So the way that these work, you'll notice it says my Leech Gems are still 138,000 strength, but I've got a 125% Leech Gem damage here and 100% more Leech Gem damage there. So that buffs the gem under which the leech sits. So picture it like this. It's not buffing the leech, it's buffing the gem itself. And because she's turning everything blue, functionally, these are buffing the blue gems by 125% and 100% respectively. That's insane. So you're not stealing as much health, you're dealing that damage. We'll double check it just to make sure when we get in the game, but I'm pretty darn sure that's how we're working. On your strap, I have your standard 50% strap that I use for Sorry, that wouldn't move. It was bugging me there. 50% strap that I use for these preview videos, Double Fury 2, and then of course again, this one is 35%, and this is a 200% blue move damage, so it will buff that as well. So this is higher up on the damage scale, just to be aware of that, but we can adjust accordingly. You don't have to have that, and if you do have 100% gem damage strap, Double Fury 2, and a percentage metal here, you could do even more than this. So not the top end of damage, but not also quite as gentle as a 20% strap might be. The Heartstopper, as mentioned, supposedly on the MLC prize wall, don't quote me until I've looked at it, for the month, the one where you get for 5 stars each week with Brutus Creed, is giving you the Heartstopper. The Heartstopper is whenever you activate a blue move, increase your blue gem damage by 50%. And you're going to do 3 of those buffs before you hit there. And then we're just going to use the Head Games plate. You could use a number of different things, but realistically, since a 6x1 area is buffing Leech, and the only real Leech gem plate is the Mark of the Hero with Rosie, and it buffs your purple and yellow gem damage, we're not really concerned about that. You know, ones like your Viper, if there was something like Break Blue, increase your blue gem damage, that would be great. And you don't really need another color because you're not, breaking blue to get another color. You're just blue on blue on blue. You're not making countdown gems. You're not doing subs, etc. So there's not really much reason to do anything but the Escape Artist or Head Games or something like that there. So let's check her out. We are going to go against Nikki Cross, 6 silver, pretty evenly matched here. No class advantages on either side, really, because, strikers punch tricksters in the mouth, and showboats outwit the strikers. So that's how they get talked out of punching them in the mouth. So right now, your blue gems are doing 99K. We're going to hit the blue move the first time. We're going to make a 6x1 area into Snowfall gems, which means, of course, you put it on the top. Try to have some other blue gems on the side. So we've hit the Heartstopper once. We're now at 116K. Then we're going to swap a 6x1 area into blue. Be aware that this can be cascade prone, but hopefully you'll get lucky like that, and we won't have any issues. So check this out. Blue gems, 133,000. Blue gems with Leech on them, 209,000. And it does not tell you the strength of the steel, but we can kind of watch that. But either way, look at that. 133, 209. So we see that that's working. So now here's what I would do with the Heartstopper plate, of course. We're going to go ahead and throw down the Leech gems again, because why wouldn't we? Let's do that, and we'll just put them wherever. We're not going to use them anyway. So you got those. So now you've buffed to 150 and 226. Then you're going to go ahead and buff this move as well, and then just don't use it. Oh, that was kind of a cool animation. Don't use it. Yep, we're fine. Don't select any more gems. We're 167, 243. Now we're going to finally hit this, so it does it one more time. You're dealing a decent amount of damage. You're talking 5 million with the finisher damage. Not small, not bad. And then a 6x6 area into blue, which of course you're going to put over the Leech gems. So we have already done a decent amount of damage to her there. This is easily going to wipe her out. Bam, ba bam, ba bam, bam, and we don't even get to see the damage because it was so high. We'll go up against Jade just to see. As long as we don't cascade against Jade. Wow, that's some polygons that are flashing there. What in the world was that? But yeah, as you can see, this is the moveset she's built for. If you have the Heartstopper, even if you don't, but if you have the Heartstopper, this is clearly the direction that they're going with her. We will check out another moveset or two, but yeah, that's the one, right? That is the one once you get her, and you can just park there as far as I care, right? That's the way I'm going to be doing it. I will run her triple blue unless I'm convinced otherwise with these other moves, but yeah, let's just see. All right, so let's go up against Jade. She's 6 gold, so we're outclassed at if. Can we Do I have any down props for yellow? I don't. All right, fine. If we cascade, this is not going to go well, and we'll have to restart it. But we can see against her what her damage is actually doing. So 6 silver versus 6 gold. We can kind of see the output damage here. So same process. We look like we're okay. We're not matching any. There's not any that are going to do an immediate cascade risk, although it's always the possibility. So let's hope for no cascade right here, and we can see it. So she had 75 million health. Dang it. Okay, we're good. All right, 75 million health. We can do these all one more time. Created some botch gems, so we actually triggered the plate as well. We'll throw this down. Don't use it. Just using that heart stopper to its fullest possible intentions here. And now she is at 71 million. So we've already taken off about 4 million. This is going to take off 5 million plus whatever we hit for the gem. So from 75 million, turn 1, we are at what? Bam. 21,050,000. So she did, no, she kicked out. Okay. So straight at 50 million. So we did 25 million turn 1, which is 50 million at 6-star gold. So 50 million, not bad at all. All right, let's check something else out. The next moveset we're going to look at is Triple Red. Now, keep in mind, she is a defensive character, so they typically don't hit near as hard on gem damage, things like that. They're usually more sub-based, control-based, and etc. And this moveset kind of leans into that. There's actually 3 or 4 different types of damage you can tweak with this. So trainers we'll talk about, but basically you're talking 7 MP on all of them. You've got your Samoan drop, deal damage and make 23 random gems into 1 turn countdown that will deal damage and increase your red MP by 2 at the end of the countdown, so you're flawlessly reloading all the time. Your seated rear chinlock submission, generate 24 random submission gems, deal damage and for 3 turns, and submission gems turn into X-Break gems. Then the double foot stomp, deal damage, a decent amount of damage overall, and heal for about 5.5 million, right? Let's make sure our commas are right. 5.5 million. So you've got countdown gems you could buff. You've got a sub you could buff. You've got a heal move you could buff. You've got red move damage that you can buff. There's a lot of different directions you can go with this. However, for me, the clear winner is the sub. Your countdown gems, you could totally swap this guy out right here for Ridge Holland, and then you'd have 23 countdown gems that are doing about 500k each. So not a bad amount, but not huge for sure. You've got your move damage that you could buff, but again, you're talking your 300,000 on the Samoan drop. The sub doesn't get buffed by regular move damage, and then 1.6 million on the other. So even if you did 200% move damage, you're still talking 4 or 5 million total, which at 6-star gold, because that doesn't scale too well into gold, it's not really going to do much for you. So where I'm thinking is the submission, right? That is a beefy sub, base of 570k with these trainers. So you got Sting to start for red MP. You've also got your Butch. You've got, etc., etc. There's multiple 4 MP trainers. Pick one of them. And then Kurt Angle, red subs do 100%, plus red moves start with 2 more MP. That gets you your 6 that you need to then also with the first turn boost, get your 7 loaded turn 1. Your red submission doing 50% more and lasting another turn with Lashley, and then Logan Paul 50% more plus 1 more turn. So you're actually then doing 5 turns of 1.7 million damage. So still not huge in the gold meta, right? You're talking 9-10 million, but again, it's control. You're flawlessly recycling, because what are the odds that they're going to break 23 random gems? You only need 3 of them to survive. past once you sub them to be able to re-go again. Oh, and I didn't even mention the X-Break damage. The random sub gems turn into X-Break, so you can do X-Break damage, gem damage as well there, but you don't need it. Quite honestly, there's not really any reason for it with this moveset other than it's nice to have there, because again, the X-Break sits on top of the gem, so it's whatever random gem it lands on. You're not turning any to a different color. You're not breaking the board, but you do have them as a get out of jail free card if you get pinned. So that is nice. That is nice. So very defensive moveset. Not really any plates I would run with this unless you've got some crazy ultimates. But until there's a red version of the Sheik plate, not really concerned with anything there. You could run a move damage build, if you want to. Like, we could just swap this. I'm going to leave the Fury on here just so I'm not swapping the whole thing around. But you could certainly put a move damage, set of medals on there, take down 2s. This is a Fury 2, but it is 200% red. So we'll kind of see what that looks like. And since we are subbing her endlessly, we're going to go ahead and keep Jade Cargill in the mix. If she gets her yellow moves back, this is a dumb decision. It happens. But this should show how she controls things. Oh, there she doesn't look as much like Maxine Dupree. Maybe it does look like Tiffany Stratton. Who knows? So you're going to start loaded turn 1 with everything. You can always deal damage right here. It's 4.7 million damage plus your healing. So you might as well throw that one out right there. She starts with 76 million. I said 75. So you actually, on that last move set, she did a million better than I said. Then you're going to throw out your 23 random countdown gems. And again, you're not breaking the board. So the plates that do countdown, don't really help you. You're not doing gem damage focus. You're doing the sub damage focus. And then this takes up pretty much the rest of the board. You're subbing her 1.7 million times, well, if she'd ever get there. There we go. Times 5 turns. So 61 million from 76 million. We're, already showing that. And then those go off. We're loaded again. So we took her down to 57 million with the countdown gems from 76. So not quite 20 million a turn, but you're flawlessly going to heal yourself right here again. So boom, heal yourself for 5 million. And then you're going to throw down another set of countdown gems. And that's dealing some move damage. Not a ton though, about 1 million. And then you're going to go right back into that not quite 10 million sub, but pretty close to it, 8 point something million sub. So it's not going to win turn 1. It's not going to be super fast in feud like her triple blue should be, but you are not going to lose unless something goes very, very wrong. So 2 turns, she's down to from 76 million to 41 million. Here's another almost 5 million hit, plus we've refilled our health that didn't really get hit at all anyway. Throw down the countdown gems. I'll show you one more time. And maybe you can clock this. But this is 6 silver versus 6 gold. And I am not going to get touched. So defensively, not bad. If your opponent doesn't destroy you turn 1, they're in trouble. Like serious, serious trouble. Unless the AI, which is very likely, critical hit for 3. And then here's our get out of jail free card. Boom, we just blow up the whole board. So that no matter what, you should kick out. But unless the AI doesn't run the countdown move before it runs the sub, which is entirely possible. Entirely possible. It'd be a great defensive build for your showdown, but you'd have to test it to see how it does. Test the move order. It reads right to left, bottom to top, not the other way around. So throw that in there and hope for the best. But it is good. Like I say, she's down to 19 million. I could just cut out. I just don't want to quit the match and then, have to heal her up again. And plus, I just want to see if she gets a bad hop and if any point I feel like I'm in danger, which I don't. So here we go again. I'm going to heal for the 3 that she hit me for. And then lay down the countdowns. Now it's going to start overwriting since we haven't used the X-Break gems. But again, all you need is 3 countdown gems to survive and you're fine. And we have more than 3. Not a lot more, but we have more than 3. So she's not going to make it anyway. So there you go. 6 silver Tiffany Stratton versus 6 gold Jade Cargill. Never once did I feel any danger happening to me at all. It's good. Defensive, slow, but very good. All right, let's take a look at one other thing. Your last moveset is probably the strangest one to me, because it took me forever to just stare at these purple moves and go, why in the world do the purple moves increase your purple MP, your blue MP, and not another color? And how's this working? Well, they flow together, obviously, and the move they're designed to build out, obviously, after it took me a while to figure it out, is the Prettiest Moonsault. So we've seen the Prettiest Moonsault, but we didn't take a look at its move damage, because as I mentioned, your move damage really needs to be higher. I mean, like your Fatu is 2.1 million base damage on one of his moves. Neidhart, or maybe that's Neidhart and Fatu's 1.86. Either way, those are green moves, obviously, but either way, your move damage era hasn't caught up yet on the 6-star silver, 6-star gold, meta. And I'm not sure it's going to get there with this. However, it is built around move damage, and it's built around a very interesting setup. So you're talking your finisher is 1.8, your standing moonsault 7 MP purple is 1.1, and the Hilo is 6 MP purple is 1 million damage. So you're going to buff out your finisher as much as you possibly can, or you can buff out your purple moves, but they're not going to equal your finisher quite as much, although combined they might. Plus, you've got the 6x6 area, you're swapping blue, and everything's going to be fully reloaded. So it is interesting. I am going to cheat just a little bit here because I'm putting Carmelo. That's not because you have to have Melo and he doesn't miss. It's because I just found him first. You need purple MP. And technically, you're going to need a 7 MP. So in order to get loaded turn 1 after your 99 MP, you're going to need to swap this one out for KO. Your KO that's striker, that is purple, starts with 2 more. Your purple moves do 100% more damage. But I really want to show off how high can we get the blue finisher. And the reason I think that that's the way to go is because, again, the clues that the devs give you is what do the other characters do that buffs this character. And Homelander Cody has purple moves deal 40% more and blue gems deal 30% more. This is the only moveset that does that I've seen. Maybe I'll run across the other and go, oh, there was this one too. But obviously, this is kind of with this in mind, I think. So we're going to buff the finisher. You've got your purple moves dealing 40%. You've got your blue finishers do 150, and then you've got blue finishers do another 50. Then I'm going to go back and show you what it looks like with purple move damage as a focus, because it's kind of split right now between blue and purples, right? There's not a a plate that I really recommend on here yet. Maybe somebody else has a recommendation in the comments, but I am going to go with 50% move damage, double takedown 2, and a 200% blue move damage metal, and then we'll run it back with purple as the focus, because you are hitting your purple twice, 3 times combined. So we'll take a look at that. We don't want to face Jade Cargill. She is going to devastate us, I just foresee. It's weird seeing Ozzy right there. That is just such an interesting setup, isn't it? Anybody else call Ozzy Osbourne as your big focus this month? I didn't. Whatever. Okay. So we're going to go up against Nikki Cross, striker, again. And we're going to just show off what her move damage can do. Keep in mind it's 6 silver versus 6 silver. But we are thinking about the 6 gold era as we do this. So with the strat buff, you're talking 2.6, 2.9, and 11 million, right? Let's look for commas. 261. Yeah. So 11 million finisher, plus you're going to hit these a couple times. When we debuff the finisher, the purple moves are going to go up, but, kind of it is what it is. So what you would do post 99 MP is you'd hit this one right here for your 2.6 million. So her 20 million is going to go down to 17-ish. Ooh, 18. Crazy. Then you're going to hit this one, which is going to increase your purple again. So it won't reload itself so that you could spam these endlessly. But then you've got the 2.6 again. So now we're down to about 13 million damage, 12 or 13 million health, 12. And then you've got your 11 million hit right here. So against the 6-star silver, no problems whatsoever. You make your 6x6 into blue. You get some additional gem damage. And bam, done. She is finished right there. So against 6 silver, this is impressive. Like very, very impressive. Problem is, doesn't tend to scale into gold unless they coded her where her at gold, her move damage is significantly higher. It's just not going to get there. So can we trade off that 11 million finisher? Because again, after post 99 MP, that is, you're going to need to adjust your trainers and go purple. Plus Cody buffs purple, plus, etc., etc. So on your entourage here, you're going to replace her for, come on, we're going to go move damage for the search filter because there's less there, and I'll find him more quickly. But you're going to replace, now if there was an opposite of Big Bronson Reed here, purple moves deal damage, we'll do 75%, and blue moves, we need that extra MP. So 75% would be great, but we need KO. Purple, almost there. Here we go. Purple moves, 100%. So now we're starting loaded turn 1. We're also going to swap out Ezekiel, and instead of blue finishers, we are going to do your purple moves. So if you have the Gooker, I don't. He's the right way to go. Otherwise, there is your purple moves with Jade. I also don't have Jade at 30%. So I'm just going to show you it with Gooker real quick and just kind of show. So now our finisher has dropped from 5 million before your buffs to 2 million, but your standing moonsaults and Hilo have jumped up to almost 3 or over 3 each. So this is the same kind of way to get to hopefully similar damage, right? We drained her completely turn 1 on the last one, and she has 20 million. So we did 20 million, right? So here we're doing 4 million, 4.5 million, and another 4 million. But then our finisher is hitting for 4 million, right? Finisher right there. Oh, 8 million. So actually not bad. So 4.5, hit it again. So now we've taken her down to 12 million. Now you're going to hit this again, down to 4 million. Bam, bam. And now out of her 20 million, she has almost exactly 8 million left. How nice of that. So out of her 20 million, we've taken 21 million away, plus whatever the gem damage hits for. Hopefully a decent amount, but we're not buffing it at all. So another 2 million. So 25 million, give or take. Now that is not bad by any means, but 3 cycles at least, give or take, on a 6 gold. So you're not really going to use that 6 gold, I don't think, unless I'm just missing it. I know we're not using Ghostbuster plates. We're not, etc. with this. So unless they make an accessible, make purple, buff purple, use a purple move, buff purple, I don't really see that going. Or maybe they make a crazy plate for her because, again, she's going to get a plate, right? What if the plate, she's the showdown character theoretically, what if the plate is like activate a purple move, increase your purple and blue move damage? Now all of a sudden we're talking something spicy. So until that, I don't recommend it at all. I'm going to close my window because somebody's car alarm is going off. Mind that. So what do I think about Tiffy Time? Well, 50 or so million with triple blue. Of course, you have to have the Heartstopper, but still, that is very good, especially for a defensive-based character. And, not bad with her other 2 movesets. The triple red is super controlly. You're never going to lose. And this other moveset, if they put something like a plate together for her, a moment, whatever, it will be pretty spicy. So all the way around, very, very good addition to the female roster. How does she compare to other, females in the acrobat class? Because this just happens to be my most loaded out class on the female side here. So, I'm not going to use her over Zombie Becky, but they're also doing different things. So it's not like I'm saying she's not good. Zombie Becky is my go-to, and it's not even close with that one. I'm not going to use her over Heavy Metal Rhea. Heavy Metal Rhea hits insane damage turn 1 at gold, like 70, 80 million, and then some. I will probably use her over Acro Bianca. Acro Bianca is worn on me a little bit. Not that she's bad, but I just don't have some of the tricks for her. Indy, as far as defensive characters go, Indy has a better top end, but you need a lot more things to get there. So I do have Indy. I know. I got a super lucky pull, and I don't use her at all. I won't take her gold at all because I don't have Sherry. I don't have her gear. I don't have, she just needs a lot more to really hit that top gear. Whereas with Tiffy Time, there's a lot of blue gem damage trainers now. Like they fixed that this month in particular. A lot of blue gem damage trainers. And the Heartstopper plate is available, although it is rare. However, it was one on an oopsie where you could have taken it from a prize wall. So it's not that it's super accessible, but it's also not near as rare as Indy plus gear plus her moment, plus Sherry. So Tiffy is a lot more accessible to that. And her damage output is more consistent than Indy's is. So I probably put her behind Rhea and behind Becky. But other than that, I don't think there's a ton of other acro females that are going to be better. Obviously you can do some things with Shotzi. Carmella has her points, but especially on the defensive acrobat side, there's really not anybody. And in terms of defensive females, period, Zombie Liv is your big challenger, and they both hit fairly similar in damage, but again, Tiffy is a lot more accessible. So that's where I think she falls. Be sure to check out the Champions channel on Friday nights, because next week, from when this drops, we will power rate Tiffany Stratton. But how many are just excited that it's Tiffy time, guys? That's all most people cared about, aside from maybe Ozzy Osbourne, when they saw this month. So that is your breakdown for Tiffany Stratton. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Like this video, subscribe to Champions Chat, and then send this over to your friend or faction mate who's going like, hey, how do I run Tiffy to really make her sing? This is how. Share it with them. Encourage them to watch the whole thing, because it truly helps us out. And we try to be helpful to the community. See you on the next one. Bye. No, really, bye.